right, so this was a slightly more difficult challenge, and let's see if you got it right. Now, inside our compose.ejs, where we've got our input and our button, in order for us to be able to pass the value inside our input over to our server where we can log it, we have to include this inside an HTML form. So let's add that now. And our input and our button needs to go inside the form. And we have to make sure that the button is of type submit, so that when you click it, it actually submits the data that's inside the form to whichever action is specified here. Now, we need to change this to a route that we're going to handle, and I'm going to call it /compose. So we handle a post request to the /compose route in our server. Now, the other thing you have to be careful about is your input has to have a name, and this is going to be like the variable name to allow us to tap into its value. So I'm going to call this the post title, because that's what we're going to use this input for a little bit later on. If you called it anything else, that's completely fine. As long as you know what it's called and you know what it refers to, then it won't be a problem. So now that we're done with our compose.ejs, we're going to have to go into our server and handle what should happen when the page is making a post request to the compose route. Currently, all we have is a get method for our compose route. So our server knows what to do when somebody makes a get request to /compose, namely when they try to view it, but the server doesn't yet know what to do when somebody makes a post request to that route. So we have to add our app.post method targeting the /compose method, and then we add our anonymous function rec and res, and then we open up a set of curly braces. Inside here is where we'll be able to console log the value of the text that was entered into the input over here. Now, just to remind ourselves, that input had a name of post title. So I need to tap into that inside this route to be able to log it. And in order to get hold of it, I need to use the request.body. And this comes from our body parser module up here. So the usual way that we tap into the post request data is we say request.body the name of the input, which I happen to call post title. Now, if we console log the post request that was sent to /compose, and we tap into the body using body parser and the value of the variable called post title, then once we run this page and refresh it, then we should be able to type in some sort of text, hit publish, and head over to our console and see it printed in here. So how did you get on with that challenge? If it was okay, then go ahead and continue to the next challenge. If it was really difficult or you needed to see all the hints, try and review the relevant parts of the EJS module where we went through all of this in detail.